Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to WWE News and Rumors. I'm your host, Brandon Nudge. This news video is brought to you guys by SeatGeek. If you guys are looking for tickets for any event in the entire world, get them through SeatGeek. Use my last name, code Hodge, at checkout. As your promo code, you get $20 off your tickets. First time orders only. If you see before, make a new account. You can use the code Hodge to get you $20 off any ticket for any event in the entire world. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to jump right into this episode of WWE News and Rumors. I just want to say this is like the final episode, one of the final episodes anyway, before the Royal Rumble is happening. So I'm actually going to the Royal Rumble this year, guys. I'm going to be there in Indianapolis. I'm doing a vlog, so hopefully you guys are excited for that. Make sure you got your channel notifications on for this channel and you're subscribed so you know when the vlog is up, because I'm going to Royal Rumble. I'm giving you guys the experience of going to the show through the lens of this very camera with me, and I just want to promote that. But nonetheless, let's go ahead and jump right in. And I got to say, first off, guys, there's nothing confirmed today because Royal Rumble's coming up. It's all about the rumors, so you know what time it is. Ladies and gentlemen, get your juice boxes out. Get your juice boxes ready, because it's now time to talk about some juicy rumors. So the first rumor we're going to be talking about today is going to be about Alexa Bliss. So Alexa Bliss is a lady wrestler, a women's wrestler. We've not seen in the WWE in like a very long time. So she the creative didn't have anything for her, so she was sitting at home, and then she ended up having a baby, and then she's been sitting at home a while, and ultimately it's been like, it feels like it's been like 3 years at this point. I don't know how long it's actually been. All I know is it's been a very long time. So the question remains, when's she actually going to return? She does still have a contract with WWE. She has obligations to fulfill that contract with the WWE. So when's she going to return? There's been a lot of like rumors and people guessing about when she's going to return. Royal Rumble's a perfect spot to do it. I say put her in the Royal Rumble match, have her in that, have her return be that. But apparently there's some issues going on. I don't know, and no one really knows what the issues going on is. Apparently it's maybe like a contractual issue. So she had a contract with WWE, and it should have been like paused. So like, you know, she would still have to continue the contract. But I don't know how it works as far as like money and everything, if they've already like prepaid her for like all of the contract, and then she has to go back on the road and pay for hotels and flights and everything herself, and they need like to renegotiate that or something like that. I don't know. It's some kind of contractual issue. I would imagine it's something to do with where like the contract's from like literally a few years ago, and like that was a few years ago. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But ultimately, Alexa Bliss return. They're saying it's like canceled at this point. Hopefully they can figure out some kind of contractual issue and come to a deal or something like that, and she'll actually be at Rumble. But I don't know. As of right now, it's saying Alexa Bliss return may be canceled, but I'm not sure. Hopefully they can work it out. All right, the next rumor, speaking about returns, we're talking about another women's wrestler returning. We're talking about Nikki Bella here. So Nikki Bella, I don't know the deal previously because it's been so long ago, so many years ago. I believe she had like an injury, right? Like a severe injury and couldn't wrestle or something like that. But this rumor is saying Nikki Bella is returning to WWE, so they had her like appear on the show or whatever, and then yeah, apparently that turned into them talking, and now it looks like she's returning, and then it's just like Nikki Bella return. Like, what happened to Brie? Is Brie not interested in doing that thing anymore either? I don't know. There's a lot of questions in this one as well. But Nikki Bella return, who's into this? Who's interested in this? She definitely had a different style of wrestling than modern day women's wrestling, but she could adapt and learn and stuff like that, I guess, if there's a place for it and the demand for it. But let me know your guys' thoughts. Personally, I don't know. I mean, I remember she was a very big and popular, and she was like the champion and everything when I was growing up, when I was like 14 years old. But I'm like 25 now, so it's been a while. So I don't know if the demand's still there. Let me know what you guys think of a Nikki Bella return in the comments. All right, the next rumor of the day is going to be about the Royal Rumble. So the Royal Rumble is literally happening 6 days from the time of this recording. You're probably not even watching this the day this video went up, so you're probably watching this like way after. So basically, this is about Royal Rumble, the matches. Maybe I'm going to look like a dummy by saying this, and they've announced more matches. But ultimately, this rumor is saying the Royal Rumble card is set. There is 4 matches for the Royal Rumble. You got the tag team match, you got the WWE title ladder match, and you got the 2 Rumble matches, and that's the entire show. Like, what is up with that? I actually looked at last year's, and apparently last year's we only had 4 matches as well. I mean, I didn't even notice that, but yeah, last year there was only 4 matches at the Royal Rumble show as well. So it looks like the card's probably set at that point. There's a rumor that they might think about adding a women's match, considering there's not like a women's match outside of the Rumble match. So you might see a women's title defended at some point on the show. They might add that during like Raw or SmackDown or something like that. But as of right now, there's only 4 matches on the card. I remember Rumble always having so many more matches than that. But as of right now, there's only 2 other matches besides the Rumble matches, which is just absolutely insane. But I think they're going to maybe add one more, but last year they didn't, so I don't know. It could literally go like either way. Alright, the next rumor is about WrestleMania. So this is actually not about this year's WrestleMania. So this year's WrestleMania, as we all know, WrestleMania 41. That's 2025's WrestleMania. That's happening in Las Vegas in Allegiant Stadium. We know that. What we don't know is other WrestleManias, and that's what like wrestling fans love to guess is where the next year's WrestleMania is going to be. I mean, it's the biggest event in all of pro wrestling, right? It's like the Super Bowl or whatever giant, the World Cup or whatever kind of big event you can kind of name for like the professional wrestling. So it's a huge deal. Everyone wants to know where it's going to be. So 26, that'd be WrestleMania 42. So next year's WrestleMania, not this year's, next year's 2026 WrestleMania. The current rumor is that show is actually going to be in New Orleans. So I mean, New Orleans getting another WrestleMania. All right. I mean, I always felt like by the time we got to WrestleMania 450, it should have been like it hit all 50 states in the United States, and then we could like start going to other countries and stuff like that. But of course, there's been they're not even close to that because they've done like so many WrestleManias in the same state. But ultimately, they're thinking about going to New Orleans again for 2026. However, this rumor has a bonus one in this. We're also talking about Royal Rumble 2027. That's WrestleMania 43. The current rumor for that is WrestleMania 43 is going to be in Indianapolis. Now, I can definitely see that one happening as well. Or even Minneapolis, Minnesota. They were talking about that for a while. So Indianapolis and WWE, of course, came to this deal for this 3-show spectacular. Of course, Royal Rumble is in Indianapolis this year, and then like other years they were going to get SummerSlam as well as a WrestleMania. And I understood that would be like 3 years in a row. Like you'd get like one event a year. So like next year they would either get SummerSlam or WrestleMania, and the next year they would get WrestleMania. So that's basically what this rumor is saying. Like next year they're getting the WrestleMania, which would make sense to me. Then there's some people saying this rumor is absolutely not true, and Indianapolis is not getting that WrestleMania until like way into the 2030s. So I'm like, 2030s? Okay, they do not plan where the shows are going to be that freaking far away. But ultimately, yeah, no one really knows. But that's what the rumors are currently saying right now. Take them with a grain of salt. This year, Las Vegas. The next year, New Orleans, Louisiana. And the next year, Indianapolis. That's the current rumors. But of course, it'll definitely change as we get closer. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is actually it. This is the final news story. The final rumor, the final thing I'm going to be talking about in this episode of WWE News Rumors. We're talking about actually Royal Rumble, what could happen, and more specifically about The Rock. So, the big question everyone has about the Royal Rumble show. The Royal Rumble show is absolutely stacked with card of talent and draw and wonderful. Like, you're having a bunch of returns, I'm sure, surprises. You got John Cena on the friggin' show, his retirement tour, John Cena's last ever Royal Rumble. You got CM Punk in there, you got Roman, you got every big name you can literally imagine. Except there's one question about one guy who's been on TV a little regularly, that is he going to be at the Rumble or not? And that man is none other than The Rock. So ultimately, if The Rock is there, is he going to be in the Rumble? So I feel like The Rock's in the Rumble. He's got to win the Rumbles. I don't think he's going to be in the Rumble, but maybe, just maybe, The Rock will be there to actually set up something. Maybe to set up a WrestleMania match. Maybe something's going to happen between The Rock and Roman Reigns, because apparently the plans were scrapped originally. There was going to be like Rock and Cody at Mania. They're no longer doing that, and they're like best buddies now or whatever. So it's like the Rock Roman Reigns match. It's been a match that's been rumored for years. Roman Reigns, Tribal Chief, taking on the final boss. You got The Rock. So yeah, this match definitely has to happen sometime within the next few years, maybe even this year. And I think it's ultimately going to depend on The Rock's schedule. But The Rock is at Rumble. I would imagine is to set up something. And I feel like if we're setting up a match, especially a match that big that's been rumored for so many years, you got to have a lot of build for it. So it's definitely going to happen like now. So rumors are saying that maybe The Rock will be at the Royal Rumble to maybe start something with Roman or start some kind of feud for WrestleMania. All things considered, they really have to start building it, especially if it's like a giant matchup that everyone's been wanting for so many years, like that one. So there you guys have it. That's going to do it for this episode of WWE News Rumors. Let me know your thoughts on all these news stories, rumors in the comment section down below. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm your one and only undisputed king of vlog style, Brandon Hodge, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next video.